think it was like
now
Let's see where recording is going. Okay, so at least you'll be able to see what I'm doing. A couple months from now, you're going to want to keep practicing, right? So, okay, so we'll start with warm-ups first. So the warm-ups are very informal. Just let's start with our neck today. Roll our neck around in both directions a little bit. Get your neck warmed up. I'm going to do one other thing over here. Okay. Right, and now let's look to the floor, look to the ceiling a few times. It's always good to do. And then to the sides. You may notice that your neck makes a lot of noises. I know mine does. Right? Yeah, it's like really crunchy. The key issue, though, of course, with all this stuff is whether or not it's hurting. And a little pain, sometimes we can work through it, but we don't want to try to push through persistent pain. We want to back off to that. So shoulders, right? We'll do our shoulder rolls forward a few times, back. Good. Hips around both directions. So there's always a theme with the warm-ups, right? We have these major joints in the body, primarily the neck, shoulders, hips, and knees. Those are the big ones. Then, of course, ankles can be problematic, and elbows too, but not as much. But we want to make sure the major joints are warmed up before we start doing this. Now we can bend down a little bit, get some heat going, massaging on the sides of your knee. That's good from the top down. Okay, good. Then wiggling. Wiggling is part of the practice. I don't know if sometimes people are like feel a little funny about it, but wiggling is just as important as everything else we do. And we're just trying to get anything that's stuck, because the tissues inside they stick together, right? And this kind of motion can release them, so everything's moving through. All right, good. So now we do a start to the class. Excuse me, my eyes. Getting allergy season here. So let's bring our feet together like this. We're going to do, this is a traditional opening. So shift your weight to either side, doesn't matter. Stepping out, want to step out, and at the same time let your arms come into this rounded shape. And then slowly let the arms come down to the side. Good. Now we go through the three treasures: body, breath, mind. Right? Seems so simple, and it is simple, and particularly the body and the mind, we allow a lot of separation throughout our day. You know, we live in our mind, we live in our thoughts, we think of our mind as, we don't even think of our mind as that's us, and we're kind of separated from everything else. So the big part of the practice is to bring that connection. And one of the main ways to bring that connection is through the breath. Right? The breath is sometimes called in Tai Chi and Qigong, it's called the handle. Right? Because a handle makes a tool useful, a hammer or a shovel. If you didn't have the handle, you couldn't do much. Well, that's what the breath is, the handle for this whole practice, because it allows us to connect our body and mind in a very unified and powerful way. So let's start with the body. Let's start today with the floor. So bring your awareness, attention to the soles of your feet. Feel the connection with the ground. And you're going to have to shift your weight a little bit, forward, back, side to side, so that the weight feels even on each foot. And then move up to your ankles. You feel your ankles. Just by bringing attention to the parts that I'm calling out will help you release and let go of them. Right? Just by bringing awareness. It's a tool we use throughout the whole practice. Come to the knees. We want to have soft knees. We always want to have soft joints, which just means the joints are unlocked. So open those knees. It's kind of like you're, just bending your knees. You all play tennis, right? So it's kind of like that. You want to have those tennis, sort of like a tennis stance. Then we come to the pelvis, and you want your pelvis to tip up a little bit so your tailbone goes down. Right, so make that adjustment for yourself. It's the most subtle, difficult one to do, but very important to open that lower back. Moving up to the shoulders, space under the arms. Allow your arms to just drop down. Feel the weight in your arms. Notice that they are heavy. And then we now turn our attention to the last part of our anatomy, moving up the neck, open up by vertebra to the very top of your head, feeling yourself lengthening up like you're being supported from the sky. The traditional image is a string or a thread that is connected to the sky that gently lengthens up so that we're a little bit taller. Right, so we want to maintain this body posture through everything we do. That's treasure one, getting the body in the right orientation. Then we turn to the breathing. Right, so first just notice your breathing. Wherever it is, however you're breathing, we accept it as it is. It's all okay. Got a little friend there. If possible, try to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Do your best to manage what you can. As we practice today, we're naturally going to relax, and what you'll notice with your breathing is it may feel like it's up here, and as we start to practice, it's dropping down into the body. So that's what we really want. That just means that when we're breathing, we're using our diaphragm, which is the natural way to breathe. And then the last treasure is our mind or attention or awareness. So I like to use this image sometimes. You can bring your arms out to the side, and we'll say that your left hand is the past, your right hand is the future, right? And what we want to do is bring the hands together in the prayer posture, just setting an intention for ourselves that we're going to be in the present moment. Right? So we spend a lot of time with the past and the future, but as we practice, we spend our time in the present moment, noticing and accepting whatever sensations arise and just staying with them. Right? So let's just stay, body, breath, mind, stay for a minute or two. palms down to the sun. Good. So that's 3 treasures. It's a nice thing to remember throughout the day to practice that a little bit. It's great because you can do it seated, standing. You can even do it walking. You can even do it lying down. So there's no excuse not to do it. Like every position that we can be in, we can do that. And that is, essentially, we're doing Qigong. Now this class is a Qigong class. Tai Chi, I should probably just explain, take a minute or two just to explain the difference. Qigong, you know, a rough translation might be breath mastery or energy mastery, vital energy mastery. I like the word, for us Westerners, I like the word function. So we all want our bodies to function, our bodies and minds to function as best we can. So it's function mastery. By doing these practices, we get everything working as best as it possibly can. Tai Chi can be a Qigong. Qigong is like the mother practice, the base practice of all these things. Tai Chi is a more specific thing, and is actually a functional martial art. You know, most people don't practice it as a martial art, but they do practice it as a type of Qigong. But it's more complicated and takes more time to learn. But it's an awesome thing that we did little bits of it last year together, and who knows, maybe we'll do some more in the future. But I like Qigong to share it because it's very accessible, right? So let's dive in on that. So the first one, if you remember from the last time we were together, it's called Discover. It's just a breathe. We do a lot of this, combining breathing with functional movement, like harmonizing those two things. And it really enhances the whole practice. So the first part of this one, Discover, there's a little motion that I want us to practice. It's called a Qua squat, right? Qua squat. The Qua is the connection right here between your legs and your torso, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to bend your knees and your hips go back. At the same time, keep your back flat right to the top of your head. So that's like as far as you'd want to go. And then come up, lengthen up, head top up, squatting down, up, and squatting down. All right. So this movement, by the way, not only is it like part of these practices, it's one of the movements, the 8 functional movements that's recommended as we age. We want to make sure that we can maintain that movement. Think about getting out of a chair, doing a lot of things day to day. We have to be able to squat down. This is a very safe way to squat down, which we have to do in just daily activities. Okay, so let's put the form together now. So the arms are going to move with the breath, exhaling, down, closing. See, the joints are all closed, and then we're going to breathe in, open the joints, and close. That's great. Bringing your attention to the centers of the palm for this form. Feeling the flow or whatever you feel. It's all good. You don't have to, doesn't have to be a special way. But just notice what you are feeling between your palms. Sometimes it's fun to play with this idea that you have a ball that's contracting, and then it expands all by itself on the in-breath, and then it contracts. It's like somehow the air is going in and filling the ball, then the air comes out. Just like our breath, filling in and exhaling out. Notice how your joints are feeling as you're doing this, right? There's a lot more going on than just the arms moving. So when we come down, knees are bent, hips are bent a little bit, shoulders are closed. Now everything opens. Hips open, shoulders open, knees are fully extended pretty much. You don't want to lock them, but they're more fully extended. And last one. Okay, so that is the Discover. That form is named Discover. So I'll leave a question for you. What are you discovering when you do that form? Right? So there's lots of things that are potentially discoverable. So that's something for each one of us to ponder. Okay, next one is Gathering Earth and Sky. Gathering Earth and Sky is more of a complete squat, right, which is 2 of 8. Anyway, it's another functional movement. We need to squat. I was looking at a YouTube. Some doctors putting out on these exercises. This squatting, being able to squat, is an indicator that you're going to live longer. How about that? Simple as that. They've studied that, so we got to be able to do it. So let's try that. Let's do without any hand motions first. Let's carefully squatting down. Again, stay in your comfort zone. Think about your knees. Think about your back. Only go as far as you're comfortable. You can rest your hands right on here. Right. Don't need a lot of weights. Just lifting our own weight is really a great exercise. Do one more. Okay, now we're going to put the arms into it. So we're reaching down. It's like we're gathering something, trying to pick something up. We're gathering the earth, bringing it to our heart area, heart center. Arms sweep up, gathering the sky. Again, to the heart center. Earth is the yin, the water, right, nourishing all life. Yang is the fire. Inspiration, creativity. And we would like to connect with both energies, which are a part of each one of us. Gathering in the earth. And sky. Another way I like to think about this one is, this is rest. We're gathering rest and restoration. And then we're gathering the action, the right action that we need, each one of us needs to take in our lives, whatever it is that is ours to do. Just asking for help to do that. Gather earth. And sky. Let's do one last one slowly, intentfully. palms to the side, noticing and feeling. Every time we do this noticing and feeling thing, right, and it's always good to, I see moving your feet can be very important to do that, so please do that. But as we take that moment to scan and feel, we want to also at that time, it's like resetting the three treasures. So, you know, you're learning, we're all learning how to do that alignment, how to feel it, and how to drop right into it. Breath and being present. Right, so each time we take this little break, we check in with those three treasures. Okay. So next one is inner river flowing. So I can go this way with it. So pivot your left foot, take one step forward with your right. And we'll do this rocking first. Rock your weight back, lift your toe, rock your weight forward, lift your heel, toe and heel, back and forth. Nice stretch, right? You can, simple thing. Feel the stretch in your leg as you do that. A little bit in the calf, a little bit in the hamstrings. Okay. Okay, pivot your right foot, step with your left. One step, shoulder width, same thing. Rock back, lift the toe, forward heel. Okay, feet parallel. Pivot your left, step with your right. Okay, now we're going to get the arms into it. So breathing in, the arms circle towards the body. Then keeping your back flat, tracing down your right leg. Lift your toes. Breathe in, trace up, come forward, and it's like you're releasing. Lift the heel on your back foot. Thinking about clear streams flowing, fresh, pure water, fish, plants, everything is in harmony and healthy, creating that same conditions within our body, on our right side of our body, like the streams are just being cleared out. And you can trace down on the top and the back, trace up on the sides. However you want to do it, it's all good. All right, great. Feet are parallel. Pivot right, step left. Your left, tracing. Important to keep your back flat, right? That'll protect your low back. Doesn't matter how far you bend down, really. Some people can go all the way down to the toes, but it's not necessary to do that. Breathe in, I like, and then breathe out. Breathe in and out. Let's do one last one. Okay, coming back. Standing feet parallel, hands at the side. connecting and sensing for a minute. All right, next one is it's called Purify. The name doesn't link up for me so much, but anyway, this is how it goes. We did it last week too. So we're going to breathe in and we're going to exhale out. Fingertips point to the sky, like this. Breathe in towards the body, push up over the top of your head. Breathe in, exhale out, pushing forward. And feeling the nice opening around this, our heart centers, like we're creating more space for our heart, having an open heart. That's a good thing. And just even physically, allowing more space for our heart. Right? With our posture, we can end up putting a lot of pressure on our heart and our lungs, so it makes it hard for them to do their job. So we want to create more space. Just think of that space opening up as the arms are pushing out. Pushing out. Up over the top of the head. Head top goes up. Drop that tailbone down. As you push forward, imagine your back is going in the opposite direction, creating more space. Pushing down, head top up. Okay, so now we're going to add another part onto this. There's a whole type of Qigong called tendon changing. And then we're going to do one little practice of it. Tendon changing is a whole system that the name kind of says what it's about. You know, we all know that we have this organ inside us now that's being studied more and more, the fascia. Right? Fascia used to be really kind of ignored, but now it's becoming a very important thing. There's lots of things that are being discovered about the importance of fascia, right? But it wraps everything. Muscles, ligaments, nerves, blood vessels, organs, everything is wrapped in fascia. Right? So tendon changing is about working the fascia. And this particular part we're going to do today is about working the fascia in the upper body, the shoulders and arms, which, you know, can be the cause of some pain type issues. Right? So it's same form. So we're going to start the same way, push out. Okay, now let your palms just face the floor like this. And then as we go out, point your pinkies behind you. Right, and just stay for a moment. We're going to do it smoothly, but I want you to feel the stretch across your chest, right? So that's why you know you're getting it good there. Then breathe in, and then extend round and point your thumbs back to your body. So if we stay for a moment, you're going to feel across your shoulders, right? You feel a nice stretching there. Okay, the last part, take your fingers like this, put them together. It's called bird beaks. Right, so breathe in, bring the beaks in, and then extend them out. As we do that, feel your wrists, right? You can feel a stretch right across your wrists. Right, all that connective tissue in there is getting stretched. Right, so we do that same thing in every direction. So now we go up, first the regular way, then palms face out. Call this pinkies go away. Breathe in, thumbs point to the ground. Make the bird beaks. We're going to breathe, exhale out, and it looks like we're hooking them over a ladder. Right, feeling that nice stretch across your wrists. Forward now. Palms face the floor. Breathe in, pinkies away. Breathe in, rounding your shoulders, your back. Thumbs point to you. Bird beaks. Extend them out. Now go to the bottom. Palms down. Breathe in. Now you want to rotate your pinkies. So now you're going to get a really strong stretch in the front of your chest. Breathe in, go the opposite way, thumbs away. And then breathe in, bird beaks come up. Okay, good. So that's the pattern. So now let's try to smooth it out. We'll go nice and slow for a round or two. Pinkies away. Thumbs point back to you. Make the beaks. Extend them out. Pushing up. Palms facing away from you. Pinkies away. Thumbs point down. Bird beaks hook up and over the top. Forward. Palms face the floor, pinkies away. Thumbs point back. And extend the beaks. Down. Spiral behind, so your pinkies point behind. Spiral the opposite way, thumbs point behind. Bird beaks up. Okay, then nice and slow. Breathing in, pushing up. Palms should be facing away as you do the other three orientations. Breathing in as it comes in and then exhaling out on the extension. Forward, palms face the floor. Down, pushing down, spiraling behind you, spiraling the thumbs behind you. Bird beaks up. Okay, feeling. Checking the alignment. Okay, so I have found that practice to be a lot of people that I've had the opportunity to share that with, and myself included. You get, I don't have horrible shoulders or horrible wrists, but I got aches and pains like everybody does. So this can really help if the injury or the degradation of the joint is not too much. It's the circular and spiral motion that really, that creates some real healing inside. Right? So if you get a little bit of like carpal tunnel type feeling, or oh, my shoulders are sore, you play too much tennis, right? Then this can really be beneficial.
Do you keep a pelvic tilt throughout everything?
Everything, yeah. Thank you for that question. It's a great question, because we put ourselves in this posture that we went through, because the underlying idea of it is when we do that, then everything can optimally move. Like the traditional understanding is we're like clicking the body into the right position so the energy can flow. Right? If we're in another position, the energy of course is still flowing, but it's not optimal. Right? So that's the kind of traditional understanding. And it starts to feel better once you get used to it. But in the beginning, right, you do it for an hour, we're going to do it for close to an hour. These muscles are they're going to be a little tired. But that's, it's also good exercise too. Yeah. Good. Let's, in that spirit though, let's wiggle a little bit. That'll help. It always stops. That always helps to take a moment, kick the legs, get rid of any of that stiffness that's happening. one of the last forms that we'll do, we probably won't do it till the last week, is standing meditation. So, you know, this, that initial setup that we do, that alignment, a lot of people do their Qigong, they don't do anything but standing. Stand like this for an hour, right? Yeah. And so, you know, when you do it, I mean, you know, in my traditional training, I had to do this for, you know, I never had to do it for an hour, but for probably 10, 15 years, I was doing this for a half an hour because it was part of the training. And what it does is it builds you up on the inside. You get a lot of strength from the inside. And we'll do a little bit of it at the end, right? Because it is a, you know, it's hard to study Qigong and not study standing meditation because it's considered to be like one of the best practices. But it's strenuous, right? So we won't do a real lot of it. Okay, next one is tracing the channels. So tracing the channels is a fun one to do. We'll do it first by tapping. Tap down, tap up, abdomen, get that belly tap there, under the arm, over the arm, fingertips on the face, under, over, fold in, massaging over the top of the head and down again. Under, right, over. Over. Okay, now brushing. So here, part of this exercise is holding our intention around the sensation of our hands touching our body, with the idea that we are moving, creating flow underneath. The fluids in the body, the energy in the body are flowing and moving where we feel the touch. And this pattern that we're following, right, there's major organ meridians that follow this pattern. So that's how this great form developed. Trace underneath. Trace by the face. Over the top. Over the head. Okay, last one. Now it's more intention, more focus. Not touching, but feeling. Feeling whatever you feel between your palms, going by the parts of your body. See if you can maintain a connection of feeling, guiding movement through the body. Up over the top of the head. Hold the arm in. And coming back. Standing for a moment. So just for a point of reference, right there, again, I speak briefly about these meridians in the body. In the arms, right down to the fingertips, that's heart and lungs, right? The main things that are going on, heart and lungs. In the legs is kidneys and liver, right? So that's a very, very general, very broad. But, you know, just put that out there so that's, you know, those are well known and established in acupuncture treatments. Right? Okay, so next one we're going to go on and do a different form. And some of you may remember this from last year. So the next form in this set is called Conserve, and it's actually a Tai Chi form. And it's the form Cloud Hands. So we'll go through that. First thing we want to do is just play with weight shifting a little bit. So I'm going to turn around so our left and right's oriented. So shift your weight into the right leg, right? And what you have to do is you got to sit down, bend your knee a little bit more. The feeling is you're sitting in your right leg. Try to get the left leg empty. Come up. Weight in both legs. Shift your weight to your left leg. Bend the knee. Sit your tailbone down. Head top up. And try to transfer all that weight into your left leg. Weight in both legs. Shift to the right. Weight in both legs. Shift to the left. And up. Shift to the right. Okay, now let's come over here. Right hand's on top, left hand's on the bottom. And take a moment and feel connection here between the two palms. Sometimes this is called holding the energy ball or holding the Tai Chi, right? But there's this connection between the palms. So as we do cloud hands, the first section or movement is the top hand, right hand down, left hand up. Turn your palms towards your body, like you're holding a cloud, a pillow, something really soft against your body. Shift your weight to the left side. As you get all the weight into the left side, turn your waist a little bit. Left hand down, right hand up. Palms face your body, shift to the right. Carry the cloud across. Turn, change, carry as you shift. Change and carry. And in this set, this form is called Conserve. It's just a, it's just a gesture that we're using for the intention of conserving our energy. All right, we're moving in a way. Wow. The chipmunks are all energized. I'm blaming you guys for that. You got them all energized. Yeah, so we want to be moving in such a way that we're moving with grace and power, but at the same time we're using an absolute minimum amount of energy to do that. And we do that by being aligned, by connecting the body up, by moving the body as one. Turn, change. Now the arms are moving, but they're not really moving. All I'm doing is shifting my weight. So that's another way that I'm conserving, right? As I carry the cloud across, my arms move, but I'm really just shifting my weight. Allow your elbows to point towards the ground now. That will release your shoulders down, allowing you to relax, let go of tension, conserve more energy. Elbows down. Elbows heavy is another way of feeling it. Also kind of get this sense of, I'm going to pour your weight into your left leg. Change. Carry. And It's like you're pouring all your weight into your right leg. All right, good. Good. I couldn't see it, but it sounded pretty good. Right? It sounded like everybody's got the flow going. It's good. Okay, let's see how we're doing now. We're almost to the end here. So we'll do. We'll go. Well, we're gonna do the next form is so easy. We'll just take a minute or two to do it, and it's called restoring. Restoring, and it's a gesture of gathering. Right, very simple to do. We're in our standing posture. Palms are out. We're coordinating the breath. So breathing in, and then exhale down as the palms pass by your body. I'll talk more about this one next week, but for now, we can just enjoy this gathering in. I like to feel or express this one as just gratitude for all the good things that we're all able to experience and access in life, just gratitude for everything. Breath comes in. Exhaling out. Let's do one last one. Gathering in. Washing down. Okay, now we're going to do the closing. So shift your weight to either side and then step your feet together at the same time your hands raise up over the top of your head. And one final gesture of brushing down the body and standing for a moment. Okay, thank you everybody. Great job as always. Did a good job. Give yourself a hand. Thank you.
What's
Yeah.
the difference?
Sure.